And the audio won't click on the game until you have it selected. Any window. And it's like capture any window, capture whatever. Turn on webcam.
Let's go check real quick. Never played Tomb Kings. Don't know what I need here. Probably want
Ancient Necrons.
Yeah, run Ancient Necrons. I have some terrible units, but I do have a Tomb Scorpion. And research is available. We're gonna get... Which ones? Now, Shabi are really good, but... That's heroes. We're gonna get Wisdom of the Sixth Dynasty. Because that upgrades basic units, and you're playing without good mods, so... Probably.
I don't know, it's just about to shake.
Is anyone watching? They shouldn't be watching.
We're gonna go watch it.
Dude, sometimes it's crazy, sometimes numbers jump up from like 1 to 50 in 2 seconds.
We're gonna play the Tomb Kings. But remember, kids, that the important thing is to get some proper mods. A couple of the things that Creative Assembly really dropped the ball on was when they added like random spawns in the ocean and exploring cities for loot. They did it so you can only do it with the proper army, which is silly because they take attrition. So one of the important mods is the one that allows heroes to pick up those things instead of armies. Also, another mod that I enjoy playing with that this does not have, makes your starting city, so for example my little Wizard's Caliph place, would have started as a Tech 4 city, which again is just makes the game a lot faster. Faster paced. We are going to grab some Skeletal Spearmen. And the reason why I'm grabbing Spearmen is because they have a higher melee defense score, which will allow me to flank and do horrible things to my enemies better. So that's what we're doing. At the same time, since my Lich Priest can't do the right thing, we're going to embed him so that he can gain some experience and kill stuff. Is that Bretonia over there? I'm gonna murder them. Next turn. Bretonia will be murdered. All must watch. Ark in the Black rises again.
I watched like 2 or 3 different games going on when I'm playing a different game. Watching like 2 or 3
Can't do that.
games at once.
The other thing you need is there's a mod that shortens the time in between turns. Because when you're playing the Vortex map, it's not a problem, I don't think. Something about killing dwarves, that's good. I like dwarves. Can I get archers? I want some archers. Can I get archers?
We blocked you from
I have some archers. Awful units.
I like the Total War engine, just how many things can be active at once on the screen, you know?
Oh, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's great. They have so many different Total Wars now.
The
Chinese Total Wars.
Yeah, that's actually a good one, the Japanese one. The problem I have with the Total War engine is it's a little inflexible. Like, I have to wait forever and ever and ever. This isn't Civilization. I don't care about...
There you are.
Yeah, I don't care about what Texclana is doing. They're not an important faction. They're made up. They suck.
I know, it shouldn't take the game that much time to load. Should be a way to skip through it.
Oh, they should just do it faster.
You have a viewer besides you. Somebody who's
Electrical.
You can see
Okay.
viewers' names.
I can't see viewers' names. But we are going to fuck up some Bretonians next turn. I hope there's no rules against profanity, because we have profanity.
That's what's up. As long as in the chat rooms.
What abilities does my hero have, since I have never played as Tomb King?
Over in the room chat.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
So
nice.
I'm a death mage with My Will Be Done and the Curse.
Oh, I did the chat.
Really good word save. Excellent.
We don't see chat.
Oh, Joe Rogan on YouTube. I've seen something about some mushrooms that, turn people into zombies. Not quite what happened to the Tomb Kings, but close enough.
Right?
I mean, the guy didn't use mushrooms, but he did turn everyone into zombies.
It works.
It works. But fortunately for the Warhammer universe, the Skaven brutally murdered him by using some other crypts. So everything was cool. It was the Skaven that saved everyone, which is odd. Let's see. We're gonna go win us a battle. That's what we're doing. Oh, well, we're gonna win us a battle next turn because apparently Arkin the Black doesn't know how to walk. It's a little bit of an issue. He's trying. He's been alive for 8,000 years. He's just a little new to this. But this battle should be interesting because, Bretonia has decided that they are worse than me and they're going to give me their city. What kind and gentle people they are. Let's murder them all.
Join the army.
Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. And you got turned into a mindless skeletal spearman. Ooh, and this is even better. Alright, viewers, this is a very rare battle where we have utter and total advantage, as these Bretonians' cavalry is totally useless. And I have better archers and monstrous creatures. And crypt ghouls. And, at the end of the day, crypt ghouls are what's important. So.
Where's your bowl? Ashley? You're taking that game that I ordered?
Yes, I take my medicine. Everything.
So I can use my little bats to annoy the hell out of their catapult. This will be good. This will be a good battle. I'm going to win by a lot. Freaking pitiful Bretonians. What are they doing in the middle of the desert?
It says 3 viewers. I'm not moving.
Yeah, we're gonna start deployment because gambling for mana there is not smart. I'm also gonna break my forces into several groups because flanking is important. So where are the Bretonians?
Oh, really? Thank you.
Bretonians.
I have 4 followers.
Good. Crypt ghouls. Put these worthless bats over here. I can't run.
This is
Oh, it's
Total
not
War
that
2.
Yeah, this is Total War 2. Not used to this keyboard. There we go. Bats cannot deploy there for stupid reasons. We're gonna start with that. What is with these tips? I don't care. Okay. Yeah, there's birds in my hand. So as you can see, the Bretonians think they're awesome and are shooting at me with a worthless catapult. This will be funny as they are abandoning their catapult to be eaten by bats.
I'll the video. says I was playing
You was interested on magic.
Magic.
That's probably sort of.
So I can change it. So,
So they have all their worthless cavalry, their units now taking casualties. Oh, I did some slow motion. I didn't mean to do that.
is it?
Why does it say? What is this?
We're trying to figure this out. Oh, wait.
Thing.
I think it worked.
I might, yeah. Save the games.
No, it's just streaming them together.
This is playing for the world.
Like online streaming magic together.
Oh, right. Here's the big one.
I'm Steph
I wish I had a name that made sense.
Ha! Their catapult got eaten by bats.
This is doing a lot better now as far as first trying this mission. I just slaughtered myself basically. Going to hit him.
I'm gonna use my awesome magical abilities to make my Crib Ghouls buffed up to awesome standards. Why are my archers not doing their jobs? Worthless. Worthless! Go Crib Ghouls. We're gonna do an attack move with Crib Ghouls. Just murder. Why did we not get this? Arkin. Probably good enough. Maybe. Still go beat up the other two. Here we go.
The enemy commander runs from the field.
The commander of the enemy runs because he's a sissy boy. Bretonians. As long as I don't actually lose any units that shouldn't really matter. Why are my
Enemy
bats
general has
taking
been
damage?
wounded in
No,
battle, my lord,
we don't
and
have
can no
those.
longer.
We're going to use Aspect of Dreadnought to make fools run. Pull back my Crypt Ghouls. Alright. Looks like we are near victory. Light cavalry against the Tomb Scorpion.
Alright.
Who would think that that's a good idea? I mean, look at that. It's just so excellent. This is a good clan to use. Extremely light cavalry that are pretty much already broken against a heavily armored unit that is too large to get a charge bonus against. It is kind of annoying that peasant bowman out range. Like it. You have solutions. Didn't want that. I really wanted to be able to heal my own stupid units. To get my heroes leveled up. So one of the things I was telling you, like these unit sizes are actually on the lower setting. If you upgraded, the units are larger, which makes the combat a little bit more dynamic, or less dynamic. How you kind of set things up. What might change work with the There's the guy. Jeez. Alright, we're just gonna speed this up because they lost badly. So a fairly decisive victory. Yeah.
If you want to make a counter offer on those graphic cards, you just decline the offer.
I just decline it. That's not a real offer. If you want some 1070s, then you're gonna have to pay for it.
1070s are pretty hot though.
Yeah, they're really decent cards. If you're gonna play a game like this, I would say a 1060 is kind of the minimum that you should go with. If you're gonna be sticking with 1080p, a 1060 or the AMD equivalent, whatever it is now, the ARC. What the hell is it? 56? I don't know what the AMD equivalent is anymore. AMD has messed up their naming structure to a point that drives me just insane. I just can't deal with it. Why is the computer doing this? I'm just going to volley fire, worthless pikemen, span mission. There we go. Victor. And it's pretty hilarious to watch the little Bretonians. Interesting fun fact, in the lore, men-at-arms of Bretonia are just worthless peasants, basically. Which is funny, you know, because they're all inbred cripples. They're basically forced to work as more or less expendable infantry to keep other infantry busy till they can be charged by knights. Pretty awesome. Brutal society. You know, exactly what you need. Well, they call this a close victory, but I'm going to bind souls here to gain back harvest organs too. That's interesting. We're going to bind souls, though, because soul binding.
Alibaba. You on Alibaba yet?
Hell no. Alibaba is interesting thing. It's like Amazon. If Amazon had no rules.
It's like Amazon. Amazon started this planet.
Yeah. Ooh.
No, they follow
I'm
rules.
going to call upon the Necrotech because I assume that Necrotechs are good. Ooh. So it looks like necrotechs are pretty good, where they get a variety of interesting skills, the best of which is probably regeneration. They also increase the mobility of the armies they're attached to. That's excellent. We're gonna- What sort of repugnant trait did he get? Bonus versus infantry. That's kind of worthless. Necrotechs in the lore are terrible fighters. So, you know, that's a thing. What does Arkin get for skills? Arkin can get all sorts of... Well, we can't. Interestingly, despite Arkin the Black being a basically second in command to Nagash, he doesn't have the lore of death because, you know, second in command to the greatest necromancer wouldn't have that for some reason. It's kind of silly. There is probably mods that fix this.
I will not blight my soul.
So, as you can see, can't recruit, I can't do anything, but I can attack them. And I do
The city has been
not have the upper hand.
Warriors are
Well,
prepared for
the
battle, mighty lord.
better units.
Study your options, nevertheless. Encircling the enemy and starving them out may be the wisest course of action.
Hurry up.
What's it?
974-654.
Because their leadership is weak, and because they lost most of their archers, we are going to pummel their faces in with undead, worthless soldiers.
Reset my password. I can't do it.
Why did you say password?
I forgot it.
Did you write it down in the book? I just brought you the damn book.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't it.
Oh. Why did you share what you did?
Yeah, that's all I can hear. Thanks a lot, team.
Shut up!
So here, instead of breaking our units into smaller units, we're just going to have a block. Our goal here is to create a situation where we're the attacking force, but we want to be able to flank and use my abilities to both heal my units and to give the enemy some... Shut up. Bats are worthless in this battle. We will not be using them for anything but chasing down wounded garbage. Wounded garbage! We're going to use a command move to move our entire
Great
forces.
flexibility, Commander.
You know, for some reason the undead get tired in this. I think that's a little bit of an oversight, to put it mildly. So we're going to just walk into battle instead of march because, you know, who knew that skeletons get sleepy?
Add numbers to my password now.
Why can't I? Yeah.
Next time, you'll see the passwords are made with letters and numbers.
Why would you do that? They can't know. They'll find out.
I'll go one keyboard.
Shut up.
So now we're gonna march a little faster just because I'm getting bored of waiting. That's what's important here because the fatigue level of your soldiers, that's not important. It's just a minor consideration. The winds of magic blow strongly. You have no abilities to help you. That's what's going on. We are going to cast whatever the awesomeness of the terror of whatever on this construct, which I will have go eat the enemy commander. Because fuck Bretonians. That's what we're doing today. We're also going to not bring my archers directly into harm's way. Because that would be dumb.
Oh, come on.
Instead, I'm going to send my skeletal worthlessness is up to die, and I'm going to prepare to flank. Or be flanked, as it were. Apparently we're preparing to be flanked. Alright, where are my worthless spellcasters? Let's go do things. Hey. Those are going to soul leech the enemy, because that seems smart. Now here's where the battle becomes interesting. When crypt ghouls get to eat peasants. Delicious peasants. I don't really know how this Realm of Souls works. I haven't figured it out. I don't know if that's you have to kill other people or I haven't done it. But that's not important. What is important is that I kill these stupid cavalry before they do something annoying to my archers. Archers are actually important. Thanks to my lore of death, as opposed to the lore of life. I guess the lore of vampires was the lore I would describe, which we don't have because, you know, why would a servant of Nagash have that? Details. Lore of death to kill their lord with some good old-fashioned cheating spirit leech. We're almost to Realm of Souls 3, which will get me some shot.
The enemy general is
What do you
slain.
think of
Slain.
the RX 470s?
Global. RX470 is the equivalent of a. I don't even know what their equivalents are. They're a decent graphics cards. There we go. Now we got some proper combat units. One of the many advantages of Tomb King, which makes them also really annoying. Look at them just chop those friggin' Bretonnian peasants. Victory is mine.
$260.
And they're not even good cards. I mean, they're like they're mid to low tier cards, really.
It's like a bulk item.
Well, when we talk about graphics cards, we have to remember that right now, the AMD cards have, for the price point, a really good computational score, like OpenGL or Number Cruncher. And the lower end ones are fairly energy efficient, so we see a lot more quickly at this point. So you lose a lot of. You just can't buy them at the price they're supposed to be sold for, basically.
What about used ones, like stuff that's been used for mining?
The stuff that's been used for
worth
mining
buying? A lot
is
cheaper?
worth buying if you know where you got it from. Because some miners will take care of their stuff. It's in a climate controlled place, it has actual good voltage regulation, it had appropriate spacing, cooling, whatever, and that's not terribly different from a gaming card. Of course, you're using it a lot more. It's at 100% capacity basically all the time during its usage, but the cards are kind of set up for that. So again, my thing is you never know what you're getting for whom, and that's an issue. Well, this is interesting. So I didn't notice this
You don't know
before.
how many ores are on, basically, right?
Yeah, basically. I didn't notice this before, but apparently you don't pay upkeep for these units, so I'm just gonna spam the hell out of this stuff.
Your recruitment facilities are at maximum capacity, my...
Let's see.
People are still mining the shit out of cryptocurrency. They still don't know it.
Really?
Fuck yeah, they are.
Ooh, you can get a casket of souls. So I guess this is an interesting one. The Casket of Souls is a rare unit, the Tomb King's army, which is basically a... I don't want to say chariot. It's not a chariot, but it's a unit that carries like an ark, basically, like the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
And anything there, it takes a shitload of damage, including your own units. I mean, Tomb King units are already dead, so it's irrelevant, but that's interesting. So in this, I guess they've made it into essentially a really high damage artillery. The Light of Death. I imagine this is really similar to the Empire's lasers. And yes, the Empire has the lasers in WARhammer because they have lasers. Because the Empire gets guns and lasers and shit. Because, you know, this is a fantasy setting set in the ye old times of old. So lasers. Naturally. Because that's clearly what an intelligent being would do.
That's where we're at.
We're gonna focus a bunch of pieces of glass and put a light wizard on a cart with a bunch of magnifying glasses and shoot lasers. Fuck it. It's pretty high tech for, you know, a bunch of cave dwelling people who worship a hairy dude with a thunder hammer. So, I guess whatever Sigmar is counted as. I mean, we all know that the only true religion is whatever the hell the orcs call their religion. Because obviously that's working out good.
Alright.
Yes.
That's the patience.
You don't have to pay attention. Just yell at things. It works pretty good. Well, I'm actually going to grab some most excellent dire wolves, and I'm going to get rid of my fell bats because they suck and get more dire wolves. Yeah. It's really interesting. Con race and X race. Why is my income so stupidly low? God. You know what else is fantastic? So I definitely just murdered one of these Bretonian countries out of existence. And not only do they like me, but I have treaties with them apparently. You think Bretonia would be like, oh, like Walking Dead, servant of Nagash. Maybe we should, you know, brutally murder that. Nope, they're like, hey, that's cool. Welcome to the team.
Right, it is what it is.
Okay, so there's books of Nagash. Oh, that's interesting. So you can get books of Nagash by doing certain quests, I guess. Oh yeah, all you have to do is occupy the White Tower of Hoeth, because that's not like friggin' in the middle of nowhere. That is interesting. Alright, well, next turn my army will be at 20 stat. I still have no idea what the 13 Kings.
No,
No,
you a good rhyme. I always die by now. Rather
well, technically, I don't.
to the guy.
I gotta look at the diplomacy, but I think I'm only at war with Kemri, which is bad because Kemri's probably way better than I am. But you know, Kemri. It's on the other side of these mountains, probably.
Okay. They're guarding all those mountains.
I'll just murder Kemri. You know, but it is hard. Like I said, one of the things that I really enjoy on this is being able to start with a higher tiered settlement, because it doesn't really make any sense that somebody like Arkin the Black would be like, oh yes, I have like a little village of undead people somewhere. It's like, no. No, he has like a freaking giant castle that's fortified to all hell with the best people. It doesn't work like that. So, well, I'm not gonna right. Oh, I don't have money to get a casket of souls? Alright, well, fuck you too. All I want is a little Ark of the Covenant that murders people, but apparently I can't have it. Yeah, it is. Another mod that I enjoy is one that gives 3 skill points per level. So that I have fucking, you know, things to use. That's interesting. We're gonna get the righteous smiting, and then some damage. Oh, that's elixir of immortality. That's cool, but I thought that only worked on living people. Just throwing that out there. This dude's already a skeleton man. So he's already kind of immortal. But, you know, details. I am gonna get treacherous. That's a trait that you could have. King's, I mean, exactly what I got. And since recruiting is free, I'm just gonna get some, no, spearmen. 7 spearmen, 2 wolfies, some great swords, and some dual wields. And I as well pick up some more dual wields. So in 4 turns I have this is essentially another full stack, which cost me nothing for some reason. It's actually now.
You dare approach a Lord of the Dowie in such a manner?
One of the problems I have with declaring war against the dwarves is that dwarven units are actually good, and they have stupidly high morale. This army sucks, so fighting dwarves is gonna be hard. So let's go fight some dwarves.
Neighbors.
Yeah. How you doing? I'm just here to borrow some flour. Got any?
They got the good side of that.
Hey, they got like gemstones. I'm gonna go over there and take their shiny shit. Can't be walking around without the bling.
Right?
Freaking dwarves. You know, I like how they have these climates, but quite frankly, the climate system they introduced is stupid. So I also use a mod, generally speaking, that takes that away. Because if you're going to live somewhere, climate should be irrelevant for most of these races. Like dwarves don't really give a shit because they're underground, and underground is always the same. But like the undead don't really give a shit because they're zombies.
Right.
You know, that's really more of a human problem. Like an orc doesn't really give a flying fuck if it's cold or if it's a jungle or if it's a desert.
Too cloudy outside to fight.
They're not really interested in the weather, you know? They're orcs. It shouldn't affect them. You know, and I'm not just saying that to be mean here, but like, come on, like really?
These guys don't care about the weather.
They're not interested, alright? They don't
These
care.
fools don't look up.
They are not interested in any of that. So apparently I'm trespassing, which is also why I've decided to loot 90 monies from these dwarves a turn, which is important because apparently Tomb Kings have no income.
No.
That's different from most, but okay. Their units are also free, so that's cool. Zombie hobo skeletons. I think the great nation of Nekohara, however the hell you say their worthless nation, is a little bit belittled by random skeleton hobos.
That's how they start.
Yeah, that's how they start. You know, interestingly, they rate Ark in the Black as difficult to start as, but because of their location on the coast of assassins here, I don't really have... I have a kind of natural barrier to being attacked, because I have a mountain range there, which most races, unless they're dwarves or orcs or Skaven, are going to be slowed up by a stupid amount. And then on the other side of me, I have an ocean, so I can kind of hunker down here for as long as I feel like. Now we're going to make ourselves look like absolute dicks and just raid and loot the dwarves for a little while. And then when we're done messing with the dwarves, when my army is done cooking, then we will Nekoharan warriors. So these Nekoharan warriors are just better soldiers.
That's crazy.
That's all of my money. Wow, that is awful. You get a potter's hut and get 12 kinfuls of resources, which is ridiculously awful, with no upgrades. Use one of your precious building slots for nothing. I like that. I'm gonna get this, because we're not dumb. That's interesting, you can only have a couple of exploits. Is that free play? By the way, if Creative Assembly ever watches this, you should totally make one of these for Warhammer 40k. And have the maps be planets.
That's probably what's going on next. Huh?
Because it's essentially this game, but, you know, Space Marines and stuff. Which isn't really different from the Age of Sigmar, because they also have Space Marines in this. And besides, didn't Keldor Drago pop in and be like, "You look like a star fruit," and then help defeat chaos and left or something? I don't know. The history of this game is a major clusterfuck. Hey, the Beastmen just burned down one of these cities. What a bunch of assholes. It's a squig up. Just got blah, the conqueror, the greatest of all priest kings. By the way,
That would be 6 out of 12 war for the
was
king.
not a priest, he was a warrior king, hence the name the Conqueror, you jackasses.
Conqueror serves. Yeah, this first.
The Conqueror would be a really interesting character to bring back, but I won't. So I can use the remains, which I think I will, because it
Use
doubles
your
my
armies to
Kenobi
exert
jars.
control over the theater of war. Place your
I leveled up from raiding? Hell yeah. Steal more of your shit. What's this? I get Ancient Tyrant. That's pretty good. I can get Returned in Madness. I still think it is absolutely ridiculous that I can't get abilities from the War of Vampires. That's what I want. It's the only thing that's not available. Who? Yeah, they're not coming.
What are we supposed to do?
such an action will surely lead to war.
Something they have to go
And-
do, and they get these other 2 bits for us and come over.
Well, we're laying siege to some dwarves.
We can't make it work with those little bits?
Don't really want to risk damages.
I think we could.
I didn't say we couldn't, I said I don't want to risk damage. Why can't I?
Oh, that's gonna slide.
I can only have 2 heroes? What sort of bullshit is that? Well, okay then. I can only have 2 heroes at a time. Apparently, you need to do like research on buildings to build more armies.
Can't just swarm them.
Well, I mean, you can't on others because they're broke, but here apparently it's more complicated than that.
Just got slaughtered.
I think after this turn, I'm going to stream a custom battle and show you some real units. Although it is really strange to me playing on this computer because the unit size isn't excellent. It's really odd.
What do you mean?
I mean, like if you upgrade the unit size, like instead of a unit being 40 people, that unit will be like 120, 160.
Visually or?
No, actually, the game.
Oh, wow.
And so the game plays a little differently. When you do flanking
Is that cloud?
maneuvers, no, it's just the graphical setting
Be
of the
aware.
game.
The children of
Oh, the children of chaos, the beastie men. I got gifted musicians because apparently a popular musician into military service.
Elvis.
They're soulless, mindless skeletons. They don't need a better drummer to march faster, but they
Oh,
do.
yeah, Elvis playing that.
Elvis is back from the dead.
Elvis joined us with songs.
So we're gonna go murder some dwarves because I'm not even gonna have to fight them. Eat them. I don't know.
last
I know we live in a
princes of
TV.
fate of those
This is the worst TV channel. Actually, I take that back.
Do you
I mean,
remember
have
some
you
of
ever
those
watched golf?
did?
I mean, it's awful.
Took a long time to get good TV.
Yeah.
Terrible commercial.
These are kind of silly traits. You know, again, the idea that undead can take attrition makes some sense, you know, but not necessarily for these undead. The children of chaos. It was really shitty on me. I'm not intimidated. Righteous smiting. My necro check level up? Oh.
What?
It does.
They don't know what weed is. Don't worry about it. They're more than me.
No smell.
The other one don't. Baby's dead. The other one dead.
Oh, don't worry about it. That's kind of stupid. So, if you get this tech level 4 city, you can build these special units, which are good units. But you can't actually do it because you need extra buildings. That's just stupid. Way to go, Tomb Kings. Everyone keeps telling me how great you are, and I'm sitting here like, you already need a full redesign. Hilarious. We're gonna play some custom battles. Because they'll be fun. We're gonna be defending because, you know, we're smart. I don't know. We want to do a cavalry battle. What kind of battle should we fight? Where's the Empire? As the Empire. So first and foremost, we need some settings. We're gonna do a subterranean battle. I like subterraneans. Ooh, this will look good. We're gonna play a Skaven subterranean battle. And for unit choices for our Empire, we're gonna get some awesome units because, you know, they get stuff like assault rifles, and that's just too awesome.
You know what it is?
Like,
Wow, too.
you know, when you use assault rifles, you have to have a Diet Coke. That's important.
I'm gonna go have a chocolate chip muffin with milk.
We're gonna get some. I know they suck, but we're gonna get some Hell Blaster volley gun, steam tanks, and
I'm fucking cold.
I want some. Where's the good knights of the Blazing Sun? Did they take them out? Oh, they did. We get good old Gelty and a light wizard. Ooh. And let's murder some Tomb Kings. Oops. Trash you off. We'll have Cetra. No. We'll have fight just regular Tomb King. Since I have a hero of light, they can have one too. Some Royal Guard chariots. Give him some sand. Well, let's give him some of the Acropolis Knights. I don't really like these sand snaky units. I'll take some sepulchres. Some shot.
Custom games.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a Hero Titan. And I'm gonna give him some regular soldiers so that I have something to shoot at, because it'll be fun. We're gonna give them some just regular skeletal soldiers. So this way they get to feel like they're important. I want to tell them to be hard because I think that's fair. The other thing, make sure I don't list up the Owens and Power Stone because my army is not as expensive as theirs. And alright, we're gonna start our battle. The battle begin. They of course have more shit than they. But this is an army.
How you gonna get them?
Well, I have mostly artillery and range units, and they have actually a pretty balanced army that they're going to come at me with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the terrain to my advantage.
It's not bad time delay.
No, that's actually pretty good.
Is it there and back?
An interesting experiment. So I'm going to use the terrain, like I said, because here I have kind of an interesting area where I can more or less strafe my troops. The key to success here will be magic, of course. And also grenade launchers. Grenade launchers are absolutely critical to success. And if anything terrible happens, I have cover. And we begin! I'm gonna get my ass whooped probably, but it'll still be funny. Because they can summon in more units. Come on,
like
come
trying to
on.
hold back.
Yeah, but I have light lizards, so everything should be terrible. Need them to come into range. They have some pretty... They can build a better army, but I could have too. So their units are not as tough as some of their top shelf stuff. Come on. Oh, yes. Hellblaster volley guns tearing into their bitch-ass units.
Do we all...
Those Necropolis Knights are not going to make it. It's not really are these units all skirmish mode? We're dead. That's not what I wanted at all. Not be skirmish mode. We're supposed to stand and fight. Now here's where that light wizard comes into play. Right about now. Ha ha! Bitch! And this is where my beautiful Denver knights come into play. And smash into their chariots. Bet you didn't see that coming. And this is where the grenade launchers are needed badly. Gonna hit my own soldiers, but that's not what's important here, team. Killing your own people is perfectly fine. Question. Why is my hellblasters always getting launched? Come on. Alpha's our goat. Shouldn't give up so easily. Use those leadership inspiring abilities that you never had. Oh, so much for my glorious knighthood. Running like little sisters. He didn't get finished casting his spell. Oh, bitch, he is. Yeah. Like I said, one of the options here. What did you have this one? Can't change that,
Can you change it on your computer?
Yeah, no, you can't change it because you're in a battle, I think. Because you can't change it.
You can change it before the game?
Yeah. Would have watched my heroic steam tanks, kill themselves. It's good. A valiant defeat. With my best units being, unsurprisingly, grenade launchers.
Alright. The most damage.
Well, grenade launchers are a really interesting unit for a number of reasons, because they do really good damage, but they have a lot of things that have to happen in order for them to. Essentially, in order for them to work correctly, you have to do a number of things. So we're going to change our unit size to Ultra. We're going to drop some other settings here to make that better. I think we can live with this. We don't have depth of field. We're going to change that to low.
I don't know if that's a lie. Right now, we're going to use for another warlord.
Yeah.
1d6.
So if we do this again, you look now, these are 100 units. So quite a lot has changed. So
custom.
I'm going to do the same custom Ultra, and I am going to upgrade some of my units a little bit, in the sense that they'll be more veteran. And the reason why is not necessarily because it makes them so much stronger, but because it increases their leadership, because they broke and ran before.
Can you change the stuff that the enemy has?
Yeah.
Can you set the enemy's armies?
Yeah. So that's an army that I've set. I took away their chariots. Well, some of their chariots. Both their chariots. Some of their archers. I think I'm going to give them some light cavalry, because they could use some in this kind of match. And it's not going to let me do this like this, because the funds are not going to. So now, oh, what the hell? Okay, so just reset. We're going to fight the vampire counts this time, because vampires, I don't want to fight them anyway. Let's give them a nice vampire lord with a good old Viking.
Oh.
See, they get a lot of, the difference between this and Radius is like, in the basic game, you can get grave guards. But in this game, you get grave guards with 3 different weapons. You can get you can get blackguards that, you can get Blood Knight, vampires, you can get a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to grab. give him some crypt horrors, give him some proper... Black Knights in this game are not very good. Give him some Black Knights. It's kind of depressing. There is Blood Knights, Knights of the Black Brand, which are very good. They're gonna have some great blood too. Some Morden's Chosen. I don't know where those are from the lore. Those are totally made up. And how about a shitload of zombies? Because I think it's funny. And to battle. I'm not sure how this is going to run on your computer.
We'll see. Streaming and recording, I don't know, on one graphics card.
Wow. It's that your graphics card is old. That's why I thought you'd be better off with it. See, look at that. Now I have big unit sizes.
There is some lag between that and this.
Oh, that's the internet speed. That's not my graphics. Because we're sitting
This is running pretty
in
smooth.
a telephone pole.
Can't take their body down.
Oh, good.
To go down,
He needs to go what he says. We say. One of the things that also messed me up before is for some reason you had automatic skirmish mode on. Anyone who knows how to play will only really use skirmish mode on skirmishing units.
It's automatic skirmish.
So like if you have skirmish mode, like a ranged unit will try to keep the distance from the thing that's shooting at. So even if they're lined up in rows, like if somebody's attacking infantry, then they will run away because they got too close to the infantry. And it's like, no, dumb shit! That's not what we're doing. Anyway, I got this time, instead of the Hellblaster volley guns, I got some excellent firework shooters. Because fireworks are fun. There we go. And away we go. Now, this is, of course, the vampire counts. And they have some interesting units here. They outnumber me 1,000,000 to 1. Really, their only dangerous units are those fire guys, which I don't care. Because this is how the Empire should be played. Massed, stupid, devastating firepower. Wheel cannonballs. Look, the computer is dumb, so it's automatically using things it shouldn't be using. Magic that it should save for a more useful time, like.
Can you jump down the AI or smart?
This is on hard, so this is a decent AI. It only goes one setting harder on these sorts of battles, which I don't really want to do the highest setting here because an extremely smart AI is difficult to play around with. That's not to say the hard AI is dumb, it's just to say it's not a player. Now, kids, you might be noticing these rockets are doing absolutely awesomeness. They're also running out of ammo stupidly fast, so keep that in mind. They don't have very many bullets. Yes! Look at them Black Knights dying. If they get too close, grenades, because grenades. You should always use your grenade soldiers as a kind of stopgap measure against infantry rather than some sort of special thing. We're going to use our Demigryph Knights to kill their Knights of the Black Crown.
Get out of here. Okay. I'll have yours.
You see here, I'm holding much. We're gonna do something dumb. Let's launch rockets directly into the enemy lines. Which are in our lines.
Fire?
Oh yeah, dude.
You guys get hit too?
I don't give a shit about them. They're just a whole big line.
What if they do get hit?
Oh yeah, they'll take damage. And it's not just that they'll take damage, they'll take morale damage too. So it's pretty good. But not that bad. He was going to retire! Why would you do that to little Billy? This is what happens in America. Right when you're about to get your pension, you just, you know, start doing some minor and infrequent friendly fire. This is kind of what happens. Oh, pension. Oh, hell no. No. Friendly fire time.
Happens, man.
That's how it goes down. Yeah. These undead are getting rickety wrecked. Remember, units like Demigryph Knights are perfect for fighting other large units. Of course, they're better if they have halberds, but you know, details.
Those people are going to come back? Yeah, she's not ready. Going?
Not the right size. No.
Smaller?
Maybe you're 1 inch and 2 and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 inch and 2.
1 and 1/8. Remember that also, if any viewers are not American, you know, we don't use measurements that make sense.
Now we have our own stupid set of loopy rules.
Yes, we have our own special rules for special people. You might be asking, why am I having my mages fight a vampire lord to the death? Well, I think it's pretty funny. I mean, I had magic I could have used. This is how you play the Empire. Oh look, I just got achievements. And as we can see here, grenade launchers come out on top. followed pretty closely by repeater rifles, and surprisingly, the Knights of the Blazing Sun did very well. Also, you will note that one of those siege tanks did awesome. One of the things, if you are using siege tanks, because in and of itself, it's not a very good unit, but if it is near melee combat but not in melee, they will use an additional steam attack, which does pretty good damage. So you can see the difference. One steam tank was basically acting solely as a anti-large artillery with a grand total of 11 kills, which is, quite frankly, a waste of a unit slot in this kind of army. And you see the other one with 154 kills because, you know, it's steam. You know, it's not just for taking a shower. Apparently, you can kill undead with it or something. That's our lesson for the day. How you doing?